Hello, welcome. This is Maniac Tim from Maniac Sports. How's it going? Um, well, the season's over officially. Uh, Super Bowl's all done. Unfortunately, Detroit Lions did not make it to the Super Bowl. Came real close. Uh, what is the wish list for everybody? Please post it in the comments. What is your wish list? Who would you like to see the Detroit Lions get as far as free agents? um, in the draft. Let's go and go ahead and put them over the hump. Please make sure you guys comment in the chat what who you want to see them get. Uh, I know we definitely need help at definitely need help with cornerback. That's been one of the real big things. Also linebacker, shoring up that linebacker core. You know what's going to make the Lions and also an edge rusher. Those are different players or those are different positions that the Detroit Lions need to kind of to make the team better, especially on defense. And is the Detroit Lions good enough on offense? You know, or do you think that it's just, you know, do you guys want to stand put on offense? Do you guys think that just re-signing the same players we have uh, or do you think that we need one of the strengths of the Detroit Lions have been their offensive line. um, how do we keep that intact for the future? How do we keep the Lions um, up to date in their offense um, as far as their defense? And can offense do it alone? Can the Lions get a good enough, can the Detroit Lions get a good enough offense or a great offense that will counterbalance the weakness in the defense? I mean, which is the right way to go? What is their identity? Right now, their identity has been, you know, uh, their offense, that has got them as far as what they may go, you know, got them almost to got them almost to the Super Bowl. Um, so that's But hey, welcome. This is Maniac Tim from Maniac Sports. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, especially to Tim's Maniac Sports. Right now, I'm doing it on a lot of different platforms. I'm I got myself going out, but Tim's Maniac Sports is what I really want to grow. Also, you can find me on Maniac Sports YouTube. Well, Tim's Maniac Sports YouTube, Maniac Sports YouTube. Hey, how's it going? How's it going? First pick, number 29. Need defensive overall. And you know what? I totally agree with you. We do need defense. There's been some talk that the Lions might take another wide receiver. Uh, what are you guys going to do if Brad Holmes goes offense? I mean, that's what we thought that the Lions would do last year. Hey, how's it going, Mr. Jackson? You know, uh, but I mean, I totally agree. We need to go defense. But what do we do if Brad Holmes decides, hey, he just wants to keep on adding to the offensive side of the ball and the talent of the offense? I mean, that's and then kind of have a so-so defense. I'm sorry. I think we really need to. I'm not sorry. I do think we really need to concentrate on getting that defense better, either in free agency or in in the draft. And I think the way to go, defensive line or cornerback, my first pick. Yeah, I totally agree. So who would you like to see that's out there from the college? From college. What's your and who would you like as far as for your wish list? Okay, and that's one of the reasons I named it. So who do you want the Lions to pick up? I mean, give me names here. You know, I mean, this could be free agency. This could be even in college. And do you sign C.J. Garner Johnson again? He was there. He was unfortunately the injury that hurt him when he got injured so quickly in the season. Um, do we resign him? Because it's uh, one of the things that we have always said is the you know best ability is availability. And not that Gardner Johnson is injury prone. You know, but we put a lot of stock in him and hope in the year for him. And just like um, the Jets did with Aaron Rodgers, they put in all this stock and money and stuff like that into Aaron Rodgers, and then Aaron Rodgers did not pan out. So that's one of the things we got to look at too. Is and how far can Jared Goff take us? You know, I think he could take us as long as we could keep him. You know, uh, in the as long as we could keep him and have the players around him. You know, do we resign Jared Goff to a multi-year extension? With 50 plus million per year, or do we move on to? I mean, uh, it sounds crazy. Talking about moving on to the guy that got us to the NFC Championship under his leadership, basically, but it's also who was built around him. So, and then if he takes, if we don't resign him and we, kind of wait to the end of next season to resign him, is he going to play with the Okay, do you think Kansas City Chiefs win the Super Bowl 3 years in a row? 2025 Super Bowl, Kansas City winning it again in the Super Bowl. I don't think so. Right now, it's hard to count Mahomes out ever. Okay, uh, but it is a long season. Uh, I don't think they're gonna win again next year. I just don't think so. It's not to say that they're not good enough because they pulled themselves together. Andy Reid was very adjustable to go ahead and from going to a long deep threat attack to going to a dink and dunk type offense. Taking what the defense gave you. So who knows what they could do. What's your feeling on it? I don't think they will three-peat. It's very hard to three-peat in the NFL. Um, but I don't think they'll win it 3 years in a row. Um, do you think the Lions will win the NFC North again next year? Or and what team scares you the most as far as in the NFC North? You know, um, is it Green Bay? Is it Minnesota, who will have Kirk Cousins back if they resign him? You know, uh, is it Chicago, who will get two great draft picks at least this year? Or will they trade at pick away? I mean, there's a right now the NFC North is up in the air. Or will the Lions remain dominant as far as in winning it a second year in a row? Packers and Bears scare me the most. Yes, I concur with that. So, you know, do you think the Bears are going to trade Justin Fields, or do you think the Bears most uh, Bears most if it's on draft pick? Yeah, and that's true. We also don't know exactly what Jordan Love has under his belt either. I know that's Packers. Sure he looked good. He looked good at the end of the year. He looked bad at the beginning of the year. But do the Lions go ahead and take the bull by the horn, or the Packer by the horn, or the NFC North, and just go ahead and chomp down on the win? Do they go ahead and actually finally be what we want them to be? What we know they are capable of being, a dominant team. Because if they can fix this defense, you know, if they can go ahead and actually make this defense a defense that is strong, get that edge rusher, make their defensive line as strong as their offensive line, get a way to stop a running quarterback. All right, get some good some good safety help, some good linebacker help. I and and of course cornerbacks. If they become that dominant defense and they keep and the offense becomes even just a little bit better than what they were, if they become a uh, a team that can score in all four quarters, instead of dropping back after that, I think they could go ahead and win this NFC North no matter what happens. What is your reason why you don't think the Chiefs three-peat Super Bowl Chiefs next season? Okay, what is my reason? Uh it's just that it is a hard thing to do, for one thing, to repeat in the NFL. I don't think it's ever been done before. So that is one of the main reasons that I don't think they'll three-peat. It's not that they're not a good enough team. You know, they had trouble with uh during the season. Uh and this is a game that goes ahead and changes every year. Who knows who they'll be able to keep? Every player on there will be a year older. Uh, Injuries could play a part, but I just think it will be hard to do for the Chiefs to repeat. I three-peat. I mean, uh, and what is the reason? You never answered if you thought that the Chiefs could three-peat. You know, I I just don't think they're going to be able to do it. You still have, you know, they're also going to be facing teams. We'll get to see what Jim Harbaugh brings to the Chargers. Will he be able to change? At that winning where they could actually win in the playoffs. You know, there's too many questions right now. Um, Not to say Patrick Mahomes isn't great. He's right now he's you gotta look at him as being the GOAT, the best quarterback that's playing right now that has performed. So I'm not in any means knocking Patrick Mahomes as far as in quarterback, but this is a team sport. You know, every year there's other teams that's going to be getting better. Watch out for the Chargers next year. They made some changes. One team that I think might be better next year. I think you're going to in the AFC. I think the Chargers are going to be better. I also think that the Raiders are going to be a better team than what they were this year. So it's basically competition. That's why I don't think they'll repeat. It's just the competition that they have over in the AFC. Also, you'd still have the Ravens. I mean, yeah, teams can also learn from their mistakes, can do things differently next season. The Ravens could go ahead and be a hell of a lot better next year in the playoffs than they were this year in the playoffs. And that's especially in the AFC Championship game. Progression and regression. It's basically, I guess, if I gave the best answer, that's what I would need to say. It's a progression of other teams. Um, is it an impossibility that it'll repeat? No, it's not an impossibility. I just don't think that they'll be able to do it. Uh, because of the way that the NFL goes. And by next year, Taylor Swift, um, she's gonna be on the news by next year. People get sick of it. And so that's just some reasons. And then you guys can say, "Hey, I was wrong." If I would, if they repeat, you guys can say I was wrong. You know. But this is supposed to be, this show is supposed to be about the wish list of who we want. What's going to bring the Lions to being that Super Bowl team. You know, I mean, I don't want the Lions just to. To me, I'm not satisfied with how far they got. You know, and I don't think Jared Goff is either. You know, NFC North champions, yeah, that's great. That's great to see them as NFC North champions. But it's winning in the playoffs. Is we've seen the Lions win in the playoffs. We've seen that. Uh, but I think the way the Lions are and Dan Campbell is building this team, Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell building this team, I think the Lions are not going to be the flash in the pan team that we have seen in the past, where they had one good year every so often. You know, I think Brad Holmes and Sheila Ford, Chris Spielman, uh, Dan Campbell, they got a taste of what it could be if the Lions actually go further than what they are right now. And I think this regime knows what it takes to build that deal. Now, I will not be surprised if Brad Holmes gives Jared Goff that extension he wants. I won't be surprised, you know. But I want to see that extension with guaranteed. I don't want. I want to see that extension. He gets his extension. I want to see it where it's not a fully guaranteed contract. Where I want it to be incentive based. How far does he get? You know, because I do think that all contracts in the NFL should be have some type of incentive to them. Should be incentive based and not fully guaranteed. Because it's just so when somebody has the money and that's all they want, if it's all they you know, somebody goes ahead and gets hurt that next year. Somebody goes ahead and you know, season ending injuries. Yeah. So I'm going to be looking at in the week to come. I will be looking more closely at players that I do want to see the Lions get, possibly draft or free agency to shore up the defense. I'm going to really be looking at that as far as because it's that defensive side of the ball that they really gotta get going. You know, that's what I think, and I have also said that I think that the Lions will. I think next year, Jamison Williams, look for him to have a breakout year. I think that Jamison Williams is going to have a great year next year. I think he's going to really establish himself next year as a premier receiver. Um, and I really think that Jamar Gibbs is going to be that premier running back that we got them for. And of course, St. Brown is St. Brown. You know, St. Brown is he's not. I don't see him having a step back or anything like that. So I think that our receiving core is going to hang tough. I think that Sam Laporta he's just going to get better. So I that's why basically I want to just go ahead and concentrate. You know, like you said on the 29th pick, let's get cornerback or some who knows who might fall. Now, do we want to trade draft capital to move up in the draft to get? Because we all know that that Brad Holmes is not above trading up or trading down to get the player he wants. So you right now we are 29th pick in the draft. But that does not mean that by that time next year we're going to be 29th in the draft. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, I still gotta get things together for that mock draft show. So I don't got that yet. I don't know if seen where I did have Detroit Fan Man. I did have some problems where I had internet connection issues. Yeah, I tried doing it on the road yesterday. Well, actually, not. I wasn't driving, but that's why I didn't. That's why I did not have the show. I set everything up, but then I could not get connected. What was so I got on the uh got on way late, or I guess it would be early in the morning, and I because I had everything all set up and stuff like that. I went ahead and I watched the Super Bowl. I didn't try to get on during the Super Bowl or anything like that. But you know, but that's just I had set up the show and then I couldn't get it to connect, so I had given up until much later on, earlier in the next day. But I did want to come on today and um, talk about. Hey, I mean I do my wish list for the Detroit Lions is I do want to see them get, and I said this before, it's no surprise. I want to see them get another edge rusher. I do want to see them get, and of course, I want to see them get two shutdown corners. The Niners used all their good luck up on us, and then they didn't know the rules in OT. That's true. Okay, they now. Okay, also got to look at it this way too. What if the Niners would have went ahead and got a touchdown instead of field goal, and then Kansas City got a touchdown instead of field goal, got a touchdown too. Then it's a tied ball game. Now then the third possession wins. So maybe they were thinking that, because I could see, you know, if I'm looking at it right, you're gonna if you guys both get one possession and you can go ahead and get that touchdown, and that third possession is yours. If they would each got that touchdown, then it would have went into sudden death right after that. Then the Niners would have had, if they could have won on a field goal, if they both would have got a touchdown on their first, or if they would have been able to stop the Kansas City for a field goal. So I could see why they took it that way. So, but yeah, and you never know exactly what you're going to do. I mean, now there was definitely more mistakes to me. You know, you got to say that 49ers had some of Murphy's law. They're the one thing they kept Kansas City in the ball game with those turnovers. With you know penalties at key points. You know, so they kept the 49ers in the ball game, or kept Kansas City in the ball game by their own mistakes too during regulation time. You know, And I guess that would have been one of the reasons why I don't think that Kansas City will repeat or three-peat next year too, is because if it wouldn't have been for the turnovers and especially two key turnovers in the game, Niners could have won that game. And also, the inability to score the touchdown in overtime, uh, and also the inability to stop the Chiefs from. And you never can count Mahomes out for sure. You know, never can. Shoot. So hope everything's going good. Uh, Morning Wig just chose to take the win. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Right. Maybe the Niners pulled a. Yeah, that's. Uh, yeah, in the dome. Oh boy. But yeah, I don't really know. But then if they both would if they would have been able to hold Kansas City to a field goal, and like I said, if they would have been able to hold Kansas City to a field goal, or if they would have got a touchdown in their possession, you know, either one of those two things, it could have made the difference in the game if they would have got that. If they each would have scored the same amount of points on their first possession, and then they go to sudden death, after that, well, uh, I I don't maybe they thought the weather would be the factor too in the dome to win, like you said. Shoot. Um, but man, that was so we had two record-setting field goals in the Super Bowl, and this was actually only the second Super Bowl that went into overtime. So if you look at it, they were both pretty evenly matched teams, other than 49ers uh, shooting themselves in the foot. Yeah, and maybe you also got to look at it too. Are one of the reasons they may have took the ball first rather than rather than taking it second is they might have they might be better. I mean, although they have showed that they are better at catching up in the playoffs because they have they started off losing in their two previous games. So maybe they thought that they're better at playing protecting the lead than they were at coming back. So if Kansas City would have got that touchdown, they would have gave that ball first to Kansas City. They would have got that touchdown. Then they would have had to freaking make sure they got a touchdown. Maybe they didn't feel they could get a touchdown if Kansas City got one if they gave them at first in overtime. I don't know. Now, myself, this is the way I feel personally. Uh, I feel you should, even if it's not 15 minutes, all right? Even if it's not 15 minutes, even if it's, I, I think you should get rid of sudden death overtime. I really do. Even in the regular season. Um, at least for the first overtime period. I think you should, and I think it should be played um, until there's a winner. And your first overtime, you know, I'd have your first overtime be, well, I'd keep it 15 minutes and you play that full 15 minutes. And then if it's still tied after 15 minutes, then after that first overtime, you go into sudden death. You know, I know this is football. I know it's hard pounding. I know that it's a collision sport. You know, but it's just what I want to see. It's what I want to see. But thank you guys. Thanks everybody for whichever platform you guys are watching me on, whether it be X formerly Twitter, Maniac Sports, YouTube, whether it be Detroit Lions on the prowl, um, as far as in Facebook because I'm doing that too right now. Um, I want to thank you guys for coming in. Regular season, if you had some score, if you have the same score at the end of the game, okay, regulation or regular season, if you had the same score at the end of the game, the score it is tied in the regular season. Yes, I know. Playoffs, you have to have no tie to win. Yeah, that goes without saying. But I'm saying, okay, this is what I'm saying. Okay, I do know the reality is that yeah, in regular season you can have ties and stuff like that. I don't want ties. I don't. I think you should play till there's a winner, even in regular season. Of course, I'm not the one that needs to play. So, I'm not the player that's getting beat up or anything like that. So, this is just from my perspective, okay, on how I feel it should be. Now, yes, you do need to have a winner in the playoffs, definitely, because otherwise nobody advances. But what I'm saying that if is that they should, at least for the first overtime period, I don't think it should be. I know it is sudden death after each possession. Each team gets a possession. Okay, I feel the same way as you do. Win or lose, not tie. Exactly. In the regular season. Exactly. Because I mean, yeah, it's all right. So if the overtime clock runs out, bring out the American gladiator, draw stews, do your best to win 5-4-5. Sure. uh, now I now yeah, yeah, I could see the oh man, I could just see it right now though. If you end up going with like what happens if you go past that first overtime? You know, how many players could get hurt too? I want Lions sign Chris Jones. All right, as free agent. Cool. That'd be great. So that's on your. So Chris Jones is on your wish list. Great. Awesome. Awesome. That would be great. A great addition for sure. That great addition. Whew. Uh, I'll probably maybe go until about quarter after 12, and then I'll need to shut this thing down. All right. He's on every Lions wish list. Best defensive tackle in the game besides Aaron Donald. He's behind him. Oh, all right, cool. Hey, yeah, yeah. So anybody else? So I definitely will second that motion. Uh, what would it mean to have um, Chris Jones? What would it mean to Lions defense to have him? That would mean, oh shoot, you got Chris Jones and then you also have Aiden Hutchinson. Oh my gosh, I mean that I think would put the Lions over the top. That would do it. That would make them one of your top tier defense. Yeah, I will. This was an impromptu deal, but I'm definitely gonna look it up and get some names out there and stuff like that. Uh, Feel free to even. Okay, I mean the Chiefs took Isaiah Bugs from us. Just seems fair that we take Chris Jones from that. Hell yeah. Yeah, hell yeah, that would be great. Yeah. Yeah, they took Isaiah Bugs from us. Let's hey, that's what free agency is all about. Plus he's gonna know the ins and outs of the Chiefs too. I mean exactly. So this is what we gotta do. We gotta get in touch with get in touch with Brad Holmes. And just think if Chris Jones did come to the Lions and actually helped this defense out to go ahead and put us over the top to get to the Super Bowl. Heck yeah, yeah. Shoot, wow, definitely, definitely, definitely. Hey, you guys are watching Tim's Maniac Sports. I'm Maniac Tim. Thank you guys for all coming in. I do appreciate you guys coming in. That's good. Hanson Ricks up for a trade. Best defensive players on the Eagles. One of the best defensive players in the NFL. Hey, Lions could get him. See, there's all this. Yeah, yeah, and if they end up keeping Matt Patricia, who knows who we could go ahead and get from the Eagles too? Because you know Matt Patricia likes things his way, so I'm not sure. Yeah, and I like I said, I will definitely look up more free agents and stuff like that. Uh, and also, he got fired. Man, I wish that he would go ahead and just cap him. I really do. I mean, you know, it's only just because he destroys every team that he goes to. Actually, you know who I really want to see hire Matt Patricia? I want to see Green Bay hire. They're never well. They already got their offense or their defense coordinator. But could you just see if Green Bay hired Matt Patricia? Man, it would be easier than hell to beat. That would be great. Ah, wow. Yeah. Oh, their defense really sucked. You can't blame them. You really can't blame them because they're and talking about a team that made a landslide to the bottom. That was I mean, it was more than a landslide. It was an avalanche. I mean, and they looked at Matt Patricia to save him. That was stupid. So where do you think Matt Patricia is going to go from here? Is there any other team that's stupid enough to bring Matt Patricia on? Uh, Actually, I don't want to talk about Matt Patricia anymore. I really don't. He was a jerk. But you know what? If another team brings him on, I will make fun of fun of them. Only crap teams hire Matt Patricia. Yeah, you got a point there. You got a point there. That's for sure. Uh, that's for sure. Fatty Patty is a future USFL coach. Can't wait to boo him at the Panthers game. USFL, man. If they hire him on crack, I I don't think he gets another job. Will Belichick ever get another job too? I mean, or is he done? You know, I mean, yeah, you got these are two different people, two different situations and stuff like that. At least Belichick was able to get a few Super Bowls, but he had Tom Brady. And then prime for prime, who do you think is more to go? Do you think Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady is more to go, or Aaron Rodgers? In their prime. That's what I'm talking about. Those. Okay, I don't think Matt Patricia being hired, be it high school, USFL, middle school, little league. Nobody hired him. Coach, can't trust him with adults. You can't trust them with their kids. OMG, OMG, man. That's kind of true there. That's yeah. Wow. Hey, there's no one thing. There's no love lost for Matt Patricia in the Lions organization as far as in Lions fans and stuff like that. There is definitely no love lost. It's just what he did, how he turned around a contending team to being a losing team. That's what Matt Patricia did for the Lions fans. Is he just went ahead and just alienated the team. All Lions fans hate Matt Patricia, like me and you. Yeah, that's true. That's that's true. Yeah, I'm. I mean, his family might like him. And he's. I mean, poor. You take a look. That was the last coach that the Lions that Matt Stafford had with the Lions was Matt Patricia. And after that, after Matt Patricia put Matt Stafford through, that actually caused him to leave. I think that would it's like no, I'm not gonna be able to get anywhere, but I just wondering how you know I'm just wondering how Matt would feel right now. How would Matt Stafford do with the team we got now? I mean, I still look at Matt, even with the Rams, Matt Stafford did still have trouble, especially once you got in the red zone, he had trouble getting us, getting the Rams into the end zone from the red zone. So, that's definitely yes, I know I'm all over the place. Yeah, I can't wait either, to see Hendon Hooker play in preseason. See if he's our quarterback of the future after we're done with golf. You know what? Exactly. I want to see what, and I want to see him not in a vanilla game. You know what I mean? I want to see them actually showcase his talents and what he would actually bring to the league. You know, yeah. Sometimes when you look at these preseason games, you may get a spark of what he can be, but not actually the whole picture. Future or not, we have draft other future quarterbacks. Yeah, and well, and that's what has kept other teams successful is that you draft your quarterback that's going to be taking the place of your current quarterback. You have that person on the, that's one thing that has worked out. That's been a key thing with the Packers is they have had that plan. I mean they brought in they brought in Aaron Rodgers when they still had Brett Favre. They brought in Jordan Love when they still had Aaron Rodgers, and that has worked out for them. So yeah, you got to have that quarterback, I think, on your roster, and actually, and you can. It's better to bring in that quarterback as a rookie because you get to pay him as a rookie deal. You get to have him, on your, so it's a lot less salary cap hit, and then you have that player that's ready to go ahead and take the place when either your starting quarterback goes down or you end up deciding to trade your starting quarterback, whatever it be. You know. Uh, so, all right, I got about 5 more minutes, and I do gotta get ready for work. I don't feel like going to work today, but so I do definitely want to thank everybody for coming in and watching Tim's Maniac Sports. Make sure you guys leave your comments as far as on who you would like to see the Lions pick up in both free agency and as far as the draft. Um, Thanks everybody for the interaction. You know, yeah, this is Tim's Maniac Sports, and yes, we do talk other things besides just the Detroit Lions here, but we mainly are a Detroit Lions channel, so this is why I mean I am a Detroit Lions fan. I'm going to go ahead and that's a lot of my viewers are uh, from the Detroit Lions and also the Michigan Wolverines too. Michigan Wolverines hired new defensive coordinator Wink Martindale, ex-Ravens, New York Giants defensive coordinator. True. So yeah, so do you think that Michigan's going to take a step back now since Jim Harbaugh's gone? A lot of your seniors are retiring, or do you think they're going to be still be able to not retiring? Go. A lot of their players will be going into the NFL. What's your thoughts on Wink as defensive coordinator? I think he should be good. Uh, I think it will help keep them to being that strong defense that they need. Uh, what are your thoughts? Yeah, man, you are really good at throwing things at me, and I do appreciate it. Uh, but I think I think he'll be good for the Wolverines. I think that he's just going to just strengthen that defense up. I think Michigan Wolverines be good, but will they be great? That's will the Wolverines still have the team to beat Ohio State? I think we win Big Ten championship again, Michigan Wolverines. Okay, cool, cool. All right. But in saying that, yeah, let's. That would be great for them to actually repeat uh, the get the Big Ten championship, and it would be great to see them repeat the national championship too. Of course, that's going to be a lot harder to do to repeat. Do you think Detroit Tigers be good this year? I I have no idea. Tell you the truth, I I I have no idea if the Tigers will be good this year. But I do gotta get ready for the job that pays the bills. So, in saying that, thank you guys for coming in. Be back again with you guys this week. Try to have another show at least by Wednesday, maybe even before that. This is Tim's Maniac Sports. Thanks for dropping in. Go Lions, go Wolverines. Go Pistons, go Detroit Tigers. A lot of people are saying Detroit Tigers be good this year. You heard. They very well could be, but that's. But this is Tim's Maniac Sports. I do gotta run. Thank you guys for coming in. Uh, thanks for all your input. Uh, Joe Jackson, I do appreciate it. I do appreciate Detroit Fan Man, and I do appreciate anybody who uh, checked this out. Um, this is Maniac Tim for Maniac Sports. Uh, be sure to like, follow on X, Tim Maniac Sports, and of course YouTube, Facebook, and I also have Twitch. And then Riddick up for trade. That's okay. All right, but I do gotta run. So